And Troy Deeney joins us now.
Remember the week before you came in, tried to do a little spy mission.
Yeah.
Remember when you tried to make out it was for Sky, but really it was for the week after.
You told me to behave on the dugout.
Little known fact, I wasn't even going to play that week. And then after he did that, I went and said Javi the next day, Gracia, our manager, and said, I know we talked about resting me, but you make sure I'm playing.
The joy of football.
Well, that's Martin's letter, and Troy Deeney talked about in it. And Troy Deeney joins us now.
Yeah, I was telling the guys the story, Troy, of how you told me to behave on the dugout, and you're the first person since my mum to have done that to me, and of course I did. And you went on and won the game.
I always have nothing but respect for you, sir. You know that, and you're a legend in this game, and obviously to work not only in the same facility but to play against you guys. Remember the week before you came in, tried to do a little spy mission.
Yeah.
Remember when you tried to make out it was for Sky, but really it was for the week after. I remember.
Yeah,
and no, it was a great day. It was lovely. I remember, especially at Woking. We used to play in pre-season, didn't we, for Watford? We had an early pre-season game, so I remember going there a few times. I never used to play in those early games, but I was, trying to lose the summer fat, we'll say. But I indulged a bit too much in the summer. But I remember that FA Cup game specifically because you was there, because of the interactions with you leading up to it, and I'm a little bit mischievous, shall we say, at times. And your centre back, if I remember correctly, Martin, did he not come on BBC Radio 5 Live and tell me he was going to bash me about? Is that right?
Ben Gehring.
Yeah, I'm right in thinking that, aren't I?
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, because little known fact, I wasn't even going to play that week. And then after he did that, I went and said Javi the next day, Gracia, our manager, and said, I know we talked about resting me, but you make sure I'm playing. And he put me on the bench and said, I'll give you 10 minutes unless we really need to. And as it turned out, we had a good team. We put a good team out, and we did need to because you guys did really well. And there was a little scary moment just before I come on. I think you had a couple of chances from corners and a few shots. And I remember the gaffer saying to me, like, just go and end this for us so we could all relax.
Which he
and
did.
I said, all right, no problem. And then
in your whole career, did any centre back ever bash you up?
Oh yeah, you had a good few fights, 50-50s, but I think I'm trying to be respectful here. I think what like Ben and the guys don't understand is that I came through at Charlton Town that was even lower than Woking, so anything they could try and do, I was doing that at 15, 16. So, when I'm now training every day and I'm playing in the Premier League and I'm physically stronger, I still know all the tricks of the trade. So for me, that part was quite funny because I don't think when he said that, obviously he was trying to stir the game up, which is fine, but I don't think he understood my background. And I remember him after, because I remember giving him his shirt, Martin, and he said to me, "Am I allowed to swear on this or not?"
Yeah.
Yeah, he said to me, "Fuck me, you're strong." Because I remember he ran into me to give me a shoulder to shoulder, and I was very strong. That was my game, and he just kind of bounced off me. And he was like, it was like running into a wall. And I said, "Oh, thank you." That's kind of my thing, yeah. But it was a great day, wasn't it, Martin? Everything from your manager and Javi having a glass of wine after, and it was just, for me, it was everything what English football is all about. It's an opportunity for a lower league team that have earned the right to be there to have a massive day. Again, they'll go, it was some people will listen, it was only Watford, but it was a Premier League Watford that ended up getting to the FA Cup final that year, by the way. We won't talk about that. But we did well. We were established in the Prem. And it's a massive day for a lot of those guys. They got to exchange shirts, got to say they shared the pitch. Some of them now be watching the match of the day going, I played against Will Hughes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or watching me on there. I remember when I played against him. And you have stories for lifetimes that, the non-league's hard. It is hard, that circuit. 1-year deals, not massive money for a lot of these guys. Every game could be your last game if you get injured. And there's a lot of travel, a lot of sacrifice. So I always just appreciated it. And I'm a little bit disappointed with the FA that we've got away from the replays early on, because it creates these stories and these moments in time which we all grew up on.
You don't want to mention the final, but what about the semi-final, Troy?
Yeah, the semi-final was good. I enjoyed that one. To be fair, do you know what? Like, we will talk about the final, but just before I go to the semi-final, I was talking to my nan the other day. She's it was her birthday on January 1st. She's 79, and we were just talking about life and whatever. My granddad's passed away, and she said to me the best day of her life was seeing me at FA Cup final. She's only been to 2 of my games in her whole life, semi-final and the final. So she's been to two different types of games. She said seeing you walk down and introduce royalty to all of your players and stand there was the best day of my life, because she grew up under the Queen and the monarchy and that. And she said no one in our family's ever been able to do that and will never be able to do that again. But I was able to witness it. So for me, you know, even though the final as a result was awful, I've done things in my career that I never knew was possible. I used to be a builder 18 years ago. Like, this is all fairy tale stuff. So, yeah, sorry, going back, that's a little bit off piece. I apologise. But going back to the semi-final, it was because I can't even remember who it was. Man City had somebody that they should have beat. Maybe it was Palace, I think. And we got Wolves. And it was always dubbed, whoever won that one was going to play City. It wasn't a case of whoever. You just didn't want to get City in the semi-final when they did the draw. And yeah, the game itself was quite nip and tuck. I played pretty well in that game, just if memory serves me right. But it was nip and tuck. But they were quality, that Wolves team. Obviously, you see what Nuno's doing now. They had Jota, they had Jimenez, Traore, Neves, Moutinho. It was a proper outfit, and they did a number on us. But I remember at 2-0 down, and again, I'm already banned from Mexico because they don't like me there. But when he put that fucking mask on, I was like, okay, you're getting it. And I remember, like, we brought Deulofeu on, and that goal that Deulofeu scored never gets the credit it deserves. It's one of the best goals I've ever seen live. The audacity to try that at Wembley when we're 2-0 down. The way he just flicks his foot and it just goes into the far corner. And then, weirdly, I didn't realise that my penalty was in the 90th minute. It felt like we still had 10, 15 minutes left. We all just got this sense of belief that, oh, we've got them here. Because if I don't know if you remember it, Martin, they kept taking everybody off. So they took Jota off, they took Jimenez off. They started taking all their big players off, just defending, because it was just barrage after barrage. And it just felt to us like we had 10, 15 minutes left. And I felt like I had loads in the tank. And then obviously, that's the only time I've shit myself taking a penalty, I'll be honest with you.
Everyone says that it's only the big teams that win the FA Cup now, but 2 years after you got there, Leicester got there and won it. Mm-hmm. Do you think that the not big sides in the Premier League should take the FA Cup more seriously?
Yeah, and I think what you're starting to realise now is that a lot of the managers are or coaches, as we have to call them now, are taking it more seriously, because the likes of Arteta now has to win something. Ange Postecoglou has to win something. Maresca at Chelsea has to win something. So all of a sudden, even now Pep, that might be the only thing that they win this year. So all of a sudden, everyone's taking it more seriously. And what will happen is, though, if the draw's lucky, because you do need luck to get there, let's call it as it is, you are in a situation where you hope that the big teams, like Arsenal got Man United this weekend, you hope one of them, they'll not want each other out. And then you hope next time, I don't know, Arsenal get Liverpool and then they'll knock each other out. And as it goes up, progresses up, you hope that you can just go below the surface. But for like Tamworth, I'm going to the game on Sunday. Like, Tamworth getting Spurs at the Lamb is perfect. Everything that the Spurs don't like is horrible pitch. It's on a slant. They've got a long throw. They're really good at set pieces. It's just set up that this is the game that we're all watching the weekend going, oh my God, Tamworth got into the fourth round. I think it's brilliant. I'm disappointed that all the other ones are at like I'm at Man City, Salford. Now, if that was at Salford, that'd be a good game to watch. The other way around, I think when it's at the nice pitches, it just kills the guys.
You can't play for a replay now. Not that it would be difficult for Salford to do that, but not impossible in the past. And I think you made the point about replays. It does seem that you've come from deep values in the game, and you've still got the FA Cup in a proper position of its merit. You still value the tradition, the excitement, the unpredictability of it. But we do seem to be squeezing it into a schedule that is not being run by people who feel like we do about it.
Yeah, and that's on us though in media journalism to really showcase it. Really go. I do get irritated by doing the same crappy stories, and you're the same. Mark, you've been doing this a lot longer than me, but just doing these crap stories about the same people. I don't care if Mohamed Salah signs a new contract or not. Don't care. This week it's got nothing to do with that. Let's go and see what the guys at Tamworth are doing. Go see what the guys at Salford are doing. Let's give them the proper respect that they deserve, because this is massive for them to get there. They've been on a journey just to get to here, but we don't do it. We talk about all the same nonsense, and it's like, oh, is Mark Guehi going to go to Chelsea? Okay, brilliant. Even if he does, he was there before. The job's done. It's boring, and for me, I think it's a little bit of. It goes into life as well. We've lost respect for who and what we are as a country, personally. Again, not going to go too deep into it and make it about politics, but who we are, what do we stand for, what are our values, that's just gone out of life. And as now it's started to go out of life, it's started to go out of football and sport and athletics altogether.
You've led us on to something. We had Carlton Cole on a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about the difficulties of getting jobs on the grounds of race. But he came to us and said, hang on a minute, it's not race, it's nationality that he feels he's penalised, or the coaches of your generation, his generation, penalised because English coaches are not. We're waiting on whether Graham Potter goes to West Ham, but as we speak, there's Eddie at Newcastle and Sean at Everton. Whereas I did a comparison with Portugal, 18 teams in their top division, 16 of them have got Portuguese coaches.
But they're owned by Portuguese owners as well.
Well, there's
a difference. So I understand. It's a real difficult subject, right? So you talk about race, you talk about nationality. I like to go, well, if we know, because I was raised like, if you're black, you got to do things better. That was just how I was raised, right? The scale is slightly tipped in the other favour. That was what was preached to us. But my dad used to say, if the scales are tipped, so you got to do harder to lift it or lever it. And I think the same now with management. The perception of English managers over the years is, rightly or wrongly, is that we are lazy. We do 5 days a week. We have Wednesdays off. We have Sundays off. And in the new,
it's how football used to be run.
And that's the perception. And the perception now is that the Spanish guys or the guys of the continent are now. They live it, they breathe it, they're up and down the touchline, they look the part as well, they speak the part, they can speak multi-languages when you've got, all these different nationalities now in Premier League and in the Championship. So it's on us, isn't it, to be better? If the scale is like that over the next 10 years, then I think Colton's point is true. But when I'm on these courses at the moment, like the LMA course, there's not a whole load of English guys on there. There's still... I'm on the course with one of Lopetegui's guys at the moment. He's in a job in the Premier League, and he's still on my course. When we get jobs, the English guys, job done. We don't. And Martin, you've been around. How long have you been around? How many of them go when they don't need a job? They're speaking to you all the time. Sorry, when they haven't got a job, they're speaking to you all the time. Mate, can you help me get in here? I need to get on this. Can you get me in there? The second they get a job, they stop talking to everybody. And then they go, and then he falls back, and they go, "Oh, I'm back again now, Martin. Hi, mate. Can you get me on Sky, please?" Yeah. It's like, we've got to do better. And
I'm not naming names, Troy, but you're right. You are right.
The thing is, what I say, mate, normally is right. Just people don't like to hear
it. So, do you see anyone in and around the game who's English who you think could have a bright future? Because
there's loads. Yeah, sorry, go on, please. Sorry.
I was just going to say, even when you look down in the Championship, the two English guys leading the fight for promotion, two guys who have been in the Premier League and not pulled up any great routes, Scott Parker and Chris Wilder.
Yeah, I'd throw Klebs in there, though. I'd throw Tom Cleverley in there. Look, I think we have to be careful because David Moyes got... West Ham. Let's use West Ham as a perfect case study, right? West Ham moved on from David Moyes because they wanted a new brand of football, sexy football. It's going to be all of this. All they did was got a Spanish version of David Moyes. That's all they did. Yeah. They got exactly the same person, just with a nicer name. That's it. Lopetegui rolls off the tongue a lot better than Moyes, doesn't it? And that's all they do. They've spent 200 million to get 4% more possession.
Yeah.
It's what we've got now is we're in a situation where the lads who are in and the lads like myself, hopefully that get back in and can work and do it, we have to change the narrative of what that looks like, whether that be the way that we speak. By the way, even that, I'm going to both of you now. How boring is it when you hear a post-match interview? Yeah. You can basically write it already. No one's coming with any colour or any life. No one's actually telling the truth. That's why Ange Postecoglou is getting so much grief now, because he's actually saying the truth. He's
Troy,
fed up.
Fabulous to have had you on.
Sorry, I can talk for hours. I apologise.
Can I just say, as a Chelsea man, good luck to Tamworth on Sunday. I wish you all the best in supporting them.
And Troy,
I'm not saying that was genuine, but I don't feel like it was.
I want to put this on the podcast because we've known each other quite a long time, and I've seen the way you've worked at being a media person now. Nobody works harder. You are trying to do whatever that's from your background or because you're just the way you're made. And good luck to it all. And if I need any help, I'll be coming to ask you.
I'm pretty sure you will never need my help. But lads, anytime I can help out, you got my number. Just drop me a message, and I'll be more than happy to be there.
Thanks for today. Man. Thanks.
Best of luck. Look after yourselves, guys.
Good luck tonight.
Yeah, can't wait for that drive. See you later, gents.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.